Hello, dear sister. First, I just want to give you a huge hug because I know that no matter what I say, and no matter how I expand your perception of what's happening, this is a horrible time of grieving and mourning, of lost dreams, and it's absolutely just horrible. There is no comfort really to be had at this point. So I am just energetically sending you so much love for what you are going through right now. I've done quite a few personal readings for women who have had stillborns, and there is a similar theme to many of them. So if you're watching this theme pertains to your situation as well. It's why you found me, it's why you found my site, it's why you're watching this video, because your baby is still with you and wants you to have this information. Um, the mourning and the grieving is absolutely appropriate and it should be done. It should not be something that's kept in, and it's not something we should just forge forward or try and get through. We have to honor our human process. But the babies really want you to have this information to help ease any suffering. So there's a way to grieve and mourn without going into like just torturous suffering. And more than anything else, the spirit baby realm wants their mamas to feel relief, comfort, and to not experience suffering anymore. So the thing about suffering is that humans have used it for eons of time as a way for growing. And unfortunately, that's just how we've chosen to do things up until now. And I'll get to that in a minute. But I'm sure you can look back to any time in your life and realize that the hardships where you grow the most, and people always say no pain, no gain, blah, blah, blah. The challenges where you learn where you really are, all that's true. Anything that doesn't kill you makes you stronger, all that stuff. That's all human stuff, and it has been true. And this loss that you've experienced right now is definitely serving a purpose, but it's also right now an invitation to say to yourself, this is the last time I want to learn through suffering. This is the last time I want to grow through suffering. I don't want to suffer anymore. We can evolve now in this new energy that's here on the earth. We can evolve in other ways that don't involve suffering. It doesn't mean that bad things won't happen anymore, but it means that as our consciousness expands, we get a broader view, our judgment of right and wrong changes, and circumstances can change around that too. We will never be able to look at a stillborn as something not bad, okay? That's just, I mean, it's horrible. No one can ever tell you, oh, well, it's, just the way it was supposed to be. Even if it is true, it's just, you don't want to hear those words. But right now, just tell yourself, sister, I no longer need to learn or grow or evolve through suffering. There was this term I heard recently that applies to now, this time now, and not just when I'm filming this video, but when you're watching it. The time of being born through our wounds is over. So take that in, okay? Whatever you're going through now, this can be the last harsh, intense thing you have to go through in this manner. You don't have to experience this sort of loss again, ever, in any way. So just affirm that to yourself. I am done being born through my wounds. Now, I say all this just to put an end to one part of your journey and to start another one. Nothing went wrong with your experience. Nothing went wrong. This was supposed to happen this way, and I will tell you why. First of all, this was a contract between you and your baby, a spiritual contract that you guys made on another plane before you were even born. You agreed that you would both come here and experience these certain things at certain times for certain experiences. And the stillborns and any kind of loss, this applies to miscarriages and abortions as well. The stillborn, it's more heavy. It's much more heavy. Um, and all the losses have to do with the readings I do with spirit babies that I talk to. There's a karmic clearing going on from past lives. So, and it doesn't mean that you deserved it or you did something wrong and that's why you have to have this, or your baby did something wrong and that's why this. It's nothing like that. It's just nothing like that. Um, but it is a karmic clearing. So you've had lifetimes with this baby before, whatever the karma was. And again, it's nothing, there's no judgment. But this was like clearing lifetimes of crap that you never want to deal with again, and you don't have to deal with it again, because just as the time of suffering is over, the time of karma is almost over. So you can look at this stillborn experience as the last karmic clearing you will ever have to go through, you and your baby. And even though it's a past life thing, and maybe lots of past lives, um, and who knows what the reasons. They don't want us to delve into past lives. Maybe sometimes it can help to understand, like, um, I can't even think of an example. They don't want me to go there. They don't really want us to delve into the past. What they want to do is they want to focus us to focus now on the now and in the future. What's coming in the future? Expanding into the future. That's exactly what they want to do. They want us to expand in the future without looking back. So even though this karmic clearing had to do with past lifetimes, your baby's saying, don't even worry about it, okay? We took care of it. And it's a gift. So your baby is saying, this was a gift for me, that you carried me. It was part of their contract to come in for a little while, just for a little while, to help clear lifetimes of karma for you and the baby. And the pain, that's all the burning off of the karma. It's all divinely orchestrated. But it's a gift for the baby because they know how difficult it is for you. They know the pain that it causes you. So they thank you. Thank you for giving me this gift. I know the sacrifice you made to go through this. Because of this, however, we get to have a different existence. And this part is really important. So before I get into that, the babies just want me to tell you, your baby wants me to tell you, because if you're watching this, your baby is here right now, giving energy through these words. In fact, the baby hangs out at a little orb right here. It's either, I see him as either pink or blue, depending on the gender, but they're hanging out here. There's an energetic presence right here. And in all the readings I've done and all the babies I've communicated with, they all come back. They do. They all come back. The same soul comes back. It'll choose a different body. It'll choose a different gender sometimes. Maybe sometimes it does seem to choose a different gender a lot of the time, but sometimes not. Sometimes they choose a different gender just because they don't want to identify so much with the body that it had before. And I'm going to get to that in just a minute. I just want to quickly say, even if the stillbirth happened because of complications due to this or that, whatever caused it, it was supposed to happen. Divinely orchestrated. It was supposed to happen that way. So the babies say, even though it feels so bad, nothing really went wrong. This was a gift of karmic clearing for the parents and the people involved with the baby. When there's a loss like that, there's a heart opening going on. Again, though, we don't have to learn this. We don't have to learn through this way anymore. But right now, there is a heart opening. And what does that mean? Your heart opens up in a different way through this loss. And when it opens up, there's an expansion. So it's almost like your heart is like opening up, engulfing and creating different energetic pathways. This is often a spiritual fast tracking. So you can grow in huge leaps and bounds right now in a way you couldn't have before, because challenges do open us up that way. So it's a spiritual fast tracking. It's a heart opener. It can also be a catalyst for like rearranging things in our lives and realizing what we want and what's really important. So there's gifts for the parents as well. As long as we can grieve, honor the grieving process, absolutely grieve and do whatever you need to do, but we don't want to get stuck there, okay? And this is what this is all about. So the babies want you to have this bigger understanding so they can move on, because they are coming back, and in fact they're already planning their next incarnation, if that is what you want. It's not like they're going to force it on you, but there's always, if you want the baby back, then they want to come back. So they're already working on their next incarnation. And now this is a very important piece that the babies always want me to stress. The reason this is a gift for them, that you gave them, and carrying them, they came in for a little while, in a body, in a soul, did whatever they needed to do. They cleared the karma. Now they can come back as a fresh blank slate. They're not gonna come in with baggage from previous lifetimes. They're not gonna come in with karma that they have to work through in this lifetime. Can you imagine? Your baby now has the chance to come in karmic free, baggage free, and they're going to come in with a higher vibration than they would have been able to if they'd stuck around this time. Again, maybe that doesn't mean so much to you right now because you're like, I wanted this baby. I absolutely wanted this baby. Of course. Your baby honors that, but there's also this feeling of, well, this is beautiful and perfect. I can now be a higher version of myself. And with that, you can also be a higher version of yourself. So this baby's coming in as one of the new children, coming here to build the new earth. He's going to come in remembering more of home, remembering more of his limitlessness, more of her fearlessness. They're going to come in very self-possessed, knowing exactly what they're supposed to do. And your job right now is just to be open to this heart open, energy changing, frequency raising journey that has already begun for you. It's already begun. So what does that mean? Well, I say in many places on my website that there, with each generation that comes in, there's a vibrational stair step, so, our grandparents were here, our parents were here, we're here, just like little vibrational jumps. But with these new kids coming in right now, they're like a big leap ahead of us. So we actually, if you ask me, are the generation that have it the most challenging, because we have to meet them there. That doesn't mean we have to earn them or do anything like that. We don't have to earn them, but we have to meet them there. We have to break down our own barriers and boundaries so we can meet them at their frequency, or they're going to come in and they're going to batter ram those boundaries and barriers for us, and it can just be a very tumultuous relationship. If we can meet them where they are, meet them at their limitlessness, then parenting this child, excuse me, will be a very joyful experience, more of a partnership, based on mutual respect. They'll be guiding us just as much as we're guiding them, if not more, because they're going to remember more of who they are. They're going to remember more of home. I have this sign in my bathroom that says, trust children, allow them to be the masters they are. They're coming in masters already. We just got to get out of their way. And to do that, let's become masters ourselves. So that's what this is about for you now, sister. is a vibrational journey. Your baby's already off planning the next incarnation, if that's what you want. And what you need to do is just say yes to this invitation that you have right now to increase your frequency to meet your baby where they are and where they'll be coming in. You can be a higher version of yourself. So where do you start? Let's just start with your intention. And the reason you're watching this is because this is an invitation. Yes, I am willing to meet my baby where they're coming in. And when you do that, the path will just start to make itself clear. Things will start falling into your lap. And any puzzle pieces you need, you will get. Now, I'm saying you don't have to raise your frequency to deserve your baby or to earn your baby. It's very important that the babies have you understand you don't have to earn them, okay? You don't have to do everything right. You don't have to be the perfect person. You don't have to be the perfect frequency. All you have to do is expand into the highest version of yourself, and just be open to it. If you're just open to it, there's really no planning involved. You know, your soul will kind of take over and say, all right, you're saying yes to something, I'm going to lead you now. And you'll know if it's something you're supposed to be doing, whatever it is if it really interests you, if it makes your heart sing. It's very individual, but, you know, in order to reach a new vibration, you have to create new pathways. So, you know, in all my readings, well, not all my readings, but in a lot of my readings, the babies are encouraging their parents to do something new, you know, to create a new pattern, a new hobby, a new skill, just something new. Because when you are doing something new, it does create the new energy pathways that new energy can come in. If we're just doing the same old thing over and over again, we create the same old things that we have. So just go explore new things, things that make your heart sing, things that will open up new energetic pathways for this new energy to come in. But it's a very natural, organic process. So don't worry too much about it. Don't try and force anything. Something you can do very soon after filming this video to sort of commemorate the baby you lost is, you know, hold a little ceremony. You know, just light a candle, thank your baby, maybe offer your baby a gift, and I don't know, maybe be open to any gifts that your baby might want to send you. It won't happen now, but maybe it'll happen in a dream, or maybe a stranger will gift you with something. But honor this experience that you've been through together, okay? It should never be forgotten. It should never be brushed under the table. It shouldn't be looked at something that was wrong. Just honor what has happened. Thank you for sharing this experience with me. I understand why it had to be this way. I love you, and I know we now have another journey that we're going to embark on together. So one of the things that happens during loss, whether it's a stillborn or miscarriage or whatever, is that the yearning for the baby is so strong that communication can also be very strong. When I had my first miscarriage, the yearning was so strong, and that's when the pre-birth communication started to kick in. Not so much during my pregnancy, but after the miscarriage is when it really started picking up for me. So again, this is another invitation. Okay, yes, I am willing to be in communication with my baby right now. And while your baby is on the other side, it can also act as a guide for you. Sometimes they just want to act as a cheerleader and just cheer you on, but they can also help. You know, they can also help guide you. What happens is that their presence melds with your higher self, and there's just a melding of that. So the communication is between your inner self and your baby. But this is a really good time to really talk to your baby. So, maybe journal is a great way to do it. Have a baby journal. Talk to your baby. Say goodbye to your baby. Ask your baby questions, that sort of thing, and then just do some automatic writing and see what comes up. You'll know it's from the spirit baby realm if it comes from a place of love, comfort, expansion. If you're getting information that's more fear-based and that thing, then that's coming from you, and it's okay to get that up and out too. Absolutely, there's nothing wrong with that. Just be able to differentiate between what's coming from the limitless realm and what's coming from your own stuff. That just needs to, both are important, both need to come out. Just know which is which. Your baby will not speak of fear or doubt or limitations. Because the spirit baby is in this realm of limitlessness, and that's what we're reaching up to as well. So this is a vibrational journey that you're on right now, and it's going to change things. And you just have to let it happen. Will it always be comfortable? No, no. As you raise in vibration, you might find that certain people don't resonate with you anymore. Relationships can change. But I'm not talking about partnerships really, because usually when someone in the partnership changes, then the partner is will rise as well. That just as a byproduct, they'll attune themselves to the higher frequency. It's sort of like a tuning fork. But other maybe past toxic relationships between friends or whatever, that could fall away. Your interests may change. You may find you have to change your job. It's a journey. It's a journey. I'm not saying all this is going to happen. I just want you to be aware that these things can happen, and it's all in divine and perfectly orchestrated. Your baby's coming in the next time as the highest version of him or herself, and you have the opportunity and the invitation right now to become the highest version of yourself. So now you can be a great parent. It's going to start by you're going to reparent yourself. As we jump up in frequency, we sort of have to unlearn everything we've learned before, especially if the things we believe are based in fear, doubt, and negativity. So it is a vibrational journey. And your baby's here, sister. Your baby is still here. You can talk to your baby. They want to lessen the load for you, okay? You can feel sad without the suffering. So if you can just embrace this is something you decided to experience together for the higher purposes of your soul's evolution, and for the opportunity to become the highest version of yourself, so that you can joyfully parent this amazing soul. And it's going to be different than what we were than how we were raised. We have the challenging opportunity to raise our children in an entirely different way, one that is based on unconditional love. And that's what these kids are coming in for. They're coming from unconditional love, and we are becoming unconditional love. So even though it hurts right now, this is all a journey of the most highest love possible. So I hope something I've said gives you a little bit of comfort. Know that your baby is still around you and loves you so much, and is so grateful for everything you've done. You fulfilled your part of the contract beautifully, and there's such gratitude coming from your baby now. I hope you can feel it. It's such gratitude. And know that he or she are off having fun planning this next incarnation. I mean, it's almost like a party up there. Like, ooh, I get to do this now, and I couldn't do that before, and I get to do this now, and look what we're going to do together. From their end, while they understand our human need to mourn and grieve, they absolutely understand that, but they're not attached to it. It feels very different for them, which is why it's a gift from us to them, because they know that ours is the hard part here, and really the gratitude is right there. So pay attention to your dreams. That is the realm of the spirit babies, where they can really communicate with you, because your mind's out of it. And start journaling. See what your baby has to say. And if you say yes to this invitation of a new journey and an expansion, then everything you need is just going to start falling into your lap. Your soul's leading the way now, melded with your spirit baby. So I know this is a difficult time, but it can be very beautiful as well. Very heart opening, and so many opportunities here. Your baby loves you very much, and if you want, you will see him or her again very soon. Much love to you.